Hi guys! Today is going to be my February wrap-up and March TBR. It has been what seems like forever since I have sat down and filmed a video, and I think it's only been 2 or 3 weeks, but it just seems like these past few weeks have been ridiculously crazy for me, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if I've just been kind of out of reading and stuff, or if I've just been so busy and tired and all of that, but I just have not had an opportunity to sit down and film. But I refuse to miss a wrap-up video, so this is quite a bit late, but hopefully the start of me back in schedule and on schedule with filming. Let's just get into it. So I only read one entire book or complete book for February, which is a disappointment. I know I've been slacking, but I did read a couple of parts of some other books that I'm going to talk a little bit about too, that maybe I will continue on in March or this month. So the book that I did read for February was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey, and this is a classic, so I'm really glad that I read this because I find I don't tend to read or gravitate towards classics. And the reason why I read this is because I'm in a literature cinema class and we were required to read it, but I actually really enjoyed this and I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 on Goodreads. So basically this is in the 1960s setting, at least to my knowledge. It was published in 1963, so it does take place in the 60s, and it's basically revolving around a bunch of men, mostly older men, that are in a mental institution or mental ward, and how society is very controlling and kind of binding on their characters and just people as a whole, and how the environment is very sterile. So this book started off pretty interesting for me. It was a little bit strange at first because it's told from one of the patient's perspectives, and then a newcomer, kind of outsider, comes in to the ward. But as the book kind of progresses and goes on, I found that I really enjoyed this and that it was really, really good. So I highly recommend you guys to check it out if you're looking for a classic to read or you want to read some more classics, because normally I'm not the hugest fan of classics, but this one I really like. As far as a couple others that I read part of, I did start and get through, I think, the first 300 pages for Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which I did mention that I was going to start reading, or either I started it in January, which I cannot remember, but I got to about 300. I'm on like 350 now, so I've kind of slow moved through this, but I plan on continuing on. So I read part of this, and then the next two that I read part of I have on my phone. So the first one I bought, or I downloaded for free off of iBooks. It's a series by Nikki Charles, and I heard about these because of one of my roommates. They had read them and said that they were really good. So what it is called is Bonded, which sounds really strange and scandalous, but it's a new adult series, and it's about werewolves and a werewolf kind of plot, which I thought was interesting because I really have only read stories that include werewolves. I've never read an all werewolf story. So I started this and then I kind of lost interest. It got a little boring for me and I just wasn't into it as much, so I stopped reading it. But to show you guys, this is what it looks like here. I can't figure out how to pull it up without losing my page. So there's a small picture of it, but all 5 of the books in the series are free on both iBooks and Android. So I think it's worth checking out for free books. It's not, you know, anything that was awful. I just didn't love it, so I kind of moved on. But I did read about a third of that. And then the next one I read is called Zala. I think it's Zala, and I'm not even sure how to pronounce the writer's name or the author, but I think it's Simbenye Osmanye. I don't know. But this was another assigned reading that I had from my class, and I'm not sure if this is considered a classic, but it is one that we had to read, and it's more about African culture. So this is what that one looks like, and I had to watch the movie for this one too. And honestly, I did not finish this, and I probably should have because it was for a class, but I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't as into that. It was kind of just not interesting for me, and I read most of it. I read probably, I don't know, 3/4 of it, and I just kind of gave up. But those were the books that, and parts of the books that I did read for February. Now, as far as what I want to read for March, I am planning on continuing with Harry Potter and hopefully finishing this one this month. And I've done well so far because I have already read a completely different book this month and got it out of the way. So I won't share what that is just because I'll save a little bit for the wrap up for this month, but I am ahead so far. So I've read that. and I want to probably read the rest of this one. If I feel like it, which I'm sure I will probably pick up Order of the Phoenix and try to read this one this month, or part of this one, because I'm just trying to reread all of the Harry Potter books again, and this is one of my favorites. I love Order of the Phoenix, and I know a lot of people say that this is one of their least favorites from the series, but I happen to really love it, and it's always been one of my favorites. So there's something about this one that I just love. So hopefully I can finish this one this month. I usually fly through them pretty quickly, so I hope to get to this one, and it's seen a lot of love and kind of wear over the years, but it's my baby. There are two more that I have recently purchased that I want to check out this month. So the first one is about Ben Breedlove, and if you guys are not familiar with Ben Breedlove, he used to be a YouTuber. I guess you could call him a YouTuber because he used to make videos, but basically he started kind of, I don't want to say getting popular, but he started being recognized or known because of Megan Hart's Makeup, who is a beauty guru on YouTube. And I've watched Megan for years, and I still watch her. She's always been one of my favorite people to watch because I love her personality and she's so cute. But years ago, when she was dating one of her boyfriends of the past, one of his best friends used to be in some of her videos, and they made their own channel, and his name is Ben Breedlove. So if you watched beauty videos of her, you probably know who he is. But in 2011, Ben actually passed away, and he had a heart condition, and he died, and I think he was, I don't know how old he was, and I don't know if this says, but he was young. He was probably, I would say 16 or 17 at the time. I don't know for sure. But he passed away, and like a week later or a couple days later, his family found some videos he uploaded on YouTube of him talking with these flashcards, and he had filmed them and had just uploaded them like a week before or a few days before he died. And they're really remarkable what they say in the videos, and it was always something that touched me, and I remember, you know, watching them, and I was amazed. And so long story short, his sister wrote a book about him and kind of about religion and God and things like that, because the video was kind of related to that. So I picked up her book, and I'm hoping to read that this month because I'm a religious person, and I think this is something that I would enjoy. And my hair looks completely insane right now, which is why I always mess with it in videos, but it's like crazy. So anyways, I picked this up this month. I found it at Target, which was exciting because I knew it was coming out. I think it may have came out in the fall of last year, and I just forgot to kind of look into getting it, but I saw it, and so I picked it up, and I'm hoping to read that this month because I loved the kind of story behind him and his family and things like that. So if you're interested in his videos, I will link those below, the two that he made. And if you're a religious person or something, or anything like that, or even if maybe you're not, I still recommend watching them because I think that they were remarkable. So I have this one. And then the next one that I want to check out this month is the Selection Stories by Kira Cass, which are the novellas or kind of companion short stories that go with the Selection series. The final one, the one, comes out this May. And so they just released in February the bind-up of the Prince and the Guard stories, which is cool because it looks really cool alongside of the other ones that I have. And I actually was lucky enough to snag an autographed copy of the book because I happen to live somewhat near where Kira Cass is from, or where she lives, and so at my Barnes & Noble they had some autographed copies, so that's cool. And that is what I'm planning on reading this month. So that is all for today's video. Let me know below what you guys are planning on reading this month, or what you're currently reading. And for those of you that watched my last wrap-up video and that entered my giveaway, I will be trying to figure out the winner soon and announcing that. So I have not done so yet, if you were wondering. I have not forgotten. I've just been preoccupied. So I did do a giveaway for either The Darkest Minds or Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. So that will be being announced soon, and stay tuned for that. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll announce it on there too, and I may do a channel update where I announce it, but I'll let you guys know somehow, and that will be resolved soon. So that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.